Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
How do you like it? How do you like it?
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
That is what sport means. That is what the EuroLeague trophy means. Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
Everything is difficult in this life, so still you need to be on it.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before. Looking to the end zone for the win!
Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
The competition is back, and the UEFA Women's Champions League looks set to be bigger and better than ever before.
It's their time, a night to remember.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Welcome to Fight Night, here live at the Gold Coast Convention Centre. All the talk, all the training has led to this moment. The return of the king, Opetaia versus Nyika. This has big fight feels written all over it. The stars are coming out. Myself, Rob Shife, Charlie Parsons, Ted Kofi. We've had an enormous fight week. The lead up, the build up, the tension, the face off at the weighing. It's been nothing short of absolutely superb. Gentlemen, we've enjoyed it so much. But here we are on Fight Night. Charlie, what can you expect?
That we have enjoyed it. It's been incredible down here on the Gold Coast. We've spoke about the weather all week. Well, for once we are indoors in this magnificent venue that they can see behind us. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. I believe it's the last time that the three of us will be together, which is a shame. Hopefully on many other fight weeks. What can we expect? A breathtaking fight card, Ted. I'm sure you'll agree. Jai Opetaia returning back to this place that he beat Myris Bridis, where he was crowned IBF World Champion. An emotional moment for him, but as we've said all week, David Nyika not to be overlooked. He really wants to upset the apple cart here.
Thank you, Charlie. Absolutely end to end, it's going to be a great fight. If you look at some of the guys on the undercard, Ben Marnie, Max McIntyre, moving all the way up to Jai Opetaia, Justice Huna, we can't forget that. But it's just going to be a great fight. And like you said, it's got just a great feel. We're in this massive arena now, indoors. We haven't got this 40 degrees on our back, but it's just looking forward to a great night, guys, and pleasure working with you both as well.
Yeah, it's been an absolute honour. A massive shout out and thank you to Tasman Fighters, Matchroom Boxing, Spencer Brown and Gold Star, His Excellency Turk Al Sheikh. This fight night has come together because of this massive collaboration and, of course, live on the global home of boxing, DAZN. But the undercard stacked up very nicely. Big names like Ted said, Teramawana Jr., Justice Hooney, Ben Marnie, Max McIntyre. The list goes on. The excitement will be through the roof. Charlie, you can't wait. You're going to be busy tonight.
Going to be busy talking, mixing up with everyone. I believe we've got some fantastic guests that are going to be joining me up here. You'll have these two wonderful gentlemen on commentary with a couple of special guests as well. And look, I know how much it means to them. Just before we got here, I was watching that face-off back. We saw that incredible tension yesterday. I mean, this is moment. The time for talking's done. I believe you were there, Ted, earlier. We saw Jai Opetaia in the lobby. He's cool, calm and collected. But the minute that they get into that changing room, you'll know firsthand, all of that switches. It's tunnel vision going into the big one.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool, calm and collected indeed. Done all the hard work, done all the training, had all the rubbish at the face-off or whatever it may be, and now it's time to work. But in saying that, David Nyika was very cool as well. We saw him in the lobby and he was cool, even smiling. He had a smiling demeanor, Rob, if you can believe that. So these guys are both ready. Like we say, the hard work is done and these guys are just ready to get it on in a few hours' time.
Yeah, and the predictions have been far and many, and they've been subjected, and they're getting a lot closer than the betting odds, boys. That's for sure. But you get to watch it live at home on the global platform for boxing, DAZN. But everybody else will be here at the Gold Coast Convention Centre, and the roof will be lifted.
If you haven't bought the pay-per-view already, you've got about an hour to do so. $39.99 if you're in Australia and New Zealand. This is a breathtaking fight card, one of the best that we've seen in this part of the world. I assure you, you do not want to miss out as we see one of the best and most informed fighters in the world in Jai Opetaia return to the ring tonight.
Here we are, fight night. The main event, the return of the king, Opetaia versus Nyika. Rob Scheif, Ted Kofi Karlamian here in commentary, about to get our first fight underway on the broadcast. Albert Ta'ua versus Kodi Shalali. This one, an absolute cracker to start the night. 4 by 3 minute rounds. Both these boys at middleweight, looking sharp and ready to go. And Steve Payos is centering. He's going to call all the action tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to everybody here in the Gold Coast Convention Centre and also those for the very first time today, live and free on our broadcast of DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, a big night of boxing, fantastic crowd already in our venue. And it's now time for our preliminary contests to get underway. First of all, we'll do our ring walks for our boxers, so let's welcome them out to the ring. First of all, we start with a man boxing out of the red corner, Gold Coast. Let's welcome Albert Ta'ua! Ladies and gentlemen, now time to introduce his opponent. This man is boxing out of the blue corner. Let's lift the roof as we welcome for the ring walk his opponent. This is Kodi Shalali! Ladies and gentlemen, time to introduce this bout to everybody this evening. 4 3-minute rounds we are penciled in for in the middleweight division. Judging this contest when it gets underway, Trent Van Galen, Sabrina Kerr and Selwyn Curry. This bout is proudly brought to you by O'Shea Drinking Water. Have a look right now, drinkoshea.com.au. We introduce first the man boxing tonight out of the red corner, Gold Coast. This man tonight wears the trunks of his native Samoa and black. He stands 168 centimetres tall, weighing in 70.75 kilograms. Trained by Tyler Lewis, boxing out of Fight World Australia, professional record. Reading 2 fights, 1 win, 1 loss. The man hails from right here in the Gold Coast, Queensland. And let's welcome Albert Baby Yadu'ua. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move across the ring and it's time to introduce his opponent. This man boxes out of the blue corner. This man wears the white and grey frilled trunks this evening, standing 168 centimetres tall, weight in 70.95 kilograms. Trained by Jeff Fraser Boxing, out of Shape Up Boxing. The man holds a professional record, 2 fights, 1 win and 1 loss. He hails from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Let's have a very big welcome, everybody, for Kodi Shalali. When action gets underway, boxes centre ring. Instructions from Phil Tighe.
I've given you really clear instructions in the change rooms. I want you to fight within the rules, obey my commands, most of all protect yourself at all times. Let's have a nice clean fight, touch gloves, go back to corner.
First fight of the evening, brought to us by Tasman Fighters in collaboration with DAZN. This one, Albert Tu'ua versus Kodi Shalali. Gentlemen, middleweight division, this is going to be a great fight. Shalali, very flashy, wants to start fast, and Tu'ua had a great boxing fight a few years ago against Andrew Hunt on the undercard for Par Mundine. Boys, don't take her off the screen. This one is going to be very, very good to watch.
Yeah, both guys have records identical, 1 loss, 1 win, so they're eager to now move up and be the next person to win in their careers.
Albert Tu'ua, a superstar, crossing over from Muay Thai. Kodi Shalali, boxing out of Shape Up Gym. He's got teammates like Xavier Fletcher, Austin Sugar-Free Akuzo, and obviously Max McIntyre. So expect a flashy style out of Shalali in the white trunks with the trims, and Tu'ua in the native Samoan trunks with the black.
He's a very dangerous fighter to me, Tu'ua. He's had 27 Muay Thai fights with 25 wins. He's had how many knockouts? He said his favorite fighter is David Tu'ua. And for me, the key point for victory for him is to get in close, let his hands go, but don't be careless.
Well, from the southpaw stance, he landed a big left hook back in the red corner earlier on, and he's looking for that left hand there, that left hook coming over the top.
Great shots coming through from Tu'ua. He's liking the feint down low. He feints down low, and then the left hand's coming up nice and high. Shalali, boxing off the back foot at the moment, but just warming up into this first round.
Shalali has to box long. He has to use his jab, his straight punches, and move out. Because Tu'ua will come with that heavy left hand, as we just seen.
Tu'ua, happy to let his hands go. Leone gloves on. So the boys are ready to fight. Tu'ua, again, loving that hand, going the high-low, mixing up the tempo here and the variation. As he's having success, Shallali's going to have to get back on here and start boxing.
Yeah, he has to assert himself. He's backed off, he's afraid of the power, but he needs to assert himself and try and land that big left hook that he's trying to shape him up for.
And he needs to feint. He needs to throw a few feints because Tu'ua is just able to walk in whenever he wants to. And now he's confident walking in. He'll just throw that left whenever he wants.
He needs to do something to earn a little bit of respect from Tu'ua.
Exactly, he does. He's touching the body. Shalali needs to come over the top after he touches the body with the left hand. Come over the top.
Tu'ua
Right.
stalking forward. Big left hand comes through on the red Leone gloves. Great sponsors here. Bad Apples, Sports Pick, Drink O'Shea. This one brought to us by Riyadh Season Gold Star, Matchroom. This one live on DAZN. This is the return of the king, and Albert Tu'ua is pressing forward at the moment against Kodi Shalali with 26 seconds to go in the first round of our first broadcast fight. Right hand looping over the top of the guard there from that hook position from the southpaw. Again, Albert Tu'ua happy to stalk forward. He needs to get some respect here, does Kodi Shalali.
Yeah,
he needs to box on Carly Manns.
You know, he's doing so nice, like what I was thinking he should do, but imagine when he starts throwing in combinations. I mean, obviously he's still got that Muay Thai background, he's got that Muay Thai instinct about him, you know?
That's
But
it,
when he starts
round
sitting down
number
and throwing in
one,
combinations, look out.
Let's hear it for our boxers. What a great
There
start
is
to
the
our
end
broadcast.
of round number 1. Great stuff there by Tu'ua. Ready to make a statement tonight.
Wow.
Big thanks to everybody involved in our wonderful night tonight. It's all
Round 2
live
underway. Tu'ua
on DAZN, currently
deciding
live
to
and
not
free,
take
and then
the
on
stool.
pay-per-view from
He's
6
standing
p.m.
here,
in
and here's the
Australia
highlights,
and
Ted
New
Kane.
Zealand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Full house
As you can
expected
see,
here tonight for our magnificent
Tu'ua is
World
pushing
Title
the
Championship.
whole time. He was looking for the left hand all the time from the southpaw stance, and then he caught him a couple of right hands as well. But you could see the assertion, the pressure. He was far more comfortable and aggressive in that round.
Bit of venom on that left hand, Carly.
He has. He's got a lot of... And at this level, I don't think he's looking to use combinations, jab his way, and he's just happy throwing that punch. You know, and I can see why. And I can understand it. And if it's working, right now, you don't need to fix it.
Round number 2. Crowd starting to build here at the convention centre as Baby Yod, Albert Tu'ua presses forward. Shalali having to get back on that jab. He has to assert himself a bit more in this second round. But this one, the return of the king, Opetaia versus Nyika. What an amazing main event we've got coming up later on tonight. Live on DAZN, the global platform for boxing. Right now, Albert Tu'ua in the Samoan trunks with the black trim. Southpaw stance in the red Leone gloves against Kodi Shalali in the white trim with the white Leone gloves. Albert Tu'ua again stalking forward. The hands are a bit lower. His confidence is up. He loves throwing that lead right hand to the body and then coming over the top of the left hand, Ted.
Yeah, he does indeed. He's relaxed now. You can see his body language has changed. He's more relaxed. He's looking for that big shot, and he's pressuring. He seems to be seeing everything that Shalali is doing, and Shalali seems to be back in quite a negative demeanor, with quite a negative demeanor. But you know, Tu'ua has got to stay tight. He can't, you know, become overconfident because, you know, things can change very quickly in boxing.
What I like about him, Rob, is his head is not always on the center line. He's got a little bit of head movement about him as well as those bombs, which is good because the more you show movement, the less punches will come at you.
He's looking very comfortable at the moment, is Tu'ua. As another straight hand gets through on that previous exchange. Shalali trying to keep him off at the moment, but stalking is Tu'ua. And that left hand is a cannon. We can tell, this is why we're getting 27 wins with 25 knockouts in the Muay Thai division. He is very comfortable in there at the moment.
Yeah,
Albert Tu'ua.
The left hand is his money punch. He's teeing it up and he's relaxed enough to be able to land it. You know, he's just touching with that right lead, and he's dropped his shoulders and he's looking to just land that big left hand.
Good for Shalali then when he stays in the middle of the ring, but what he's doing is getting himself against the ropes, which is much better for Tu'ua. Standing in the middle of the ring here is much better for him.
Shalali's got to let his hands go, Ted.
Exactly. This is exactly what I was going to say, Rob. He has to let his hands go because he's getting no respect from Tu'ua.
Oh, Tu'ua counter-punching with that lead left hand. It's active as well, Carly.
Man, Tu'ua can fight. Don't worry about that. He can fight. And when he gets Shalali against the ropes, that's when Shalali's in a lot of danger, just like here. He needs to jab and move, Shalali does, but it's hard when you've got this little cannon coming at you.
Oh, literally just blocked a straight punch to the body with his abs as he goes into a four-piece combination. He's very happy with himself, smiling. He's just having a great time out there tonight, is Albert Tu'ua. Kodi Shalali, we'd love to see a little bit more from him.
Yeah, we need to see a little bit more from him. I mean, Tu'ua is just really enjoying it now. Like we say, he's dropped his shoulders, he's pleading him to come in, and with 10 seconds to go, there's a big smile on Tu'ua's face.
Oh, great way to steal the round there by Tu'ua. Switching through after a four-piece. A great right hand comes through from Shalali at the end there. That's been his best punch of the first 2 rounds.
Sorry to interrupt you. One of the best places in the world is when you've had a boxing fight and you've won.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same action. It's quite one way with Tu'ua looking for them shots, looking relaxed, throwing the 3 and 4 piece there, Rob, as you say, just very, very confident and going through the motions. We need to see Shalali really come back with something solid.
I'm very impressed. His head movement, Carly. He's mixing up the tempo in those 4 pieces.
Yep.
One's on fast, the second one heavy, the third one a feint, a fourth one heavy. This is a great boxing IQ for a guy with a Muay Thai background.
Yeah, but it's still a fighting background, you know. And like you said, what I like about him is he doesn't just put his punches together, but he puts his punches together to hurt. You know what I mean? And
set up.
Sometimes he's not even putting them together. He's just getting his opponent on the ropes and throwing that big left hand. That's why I say Shalali has to keep off the ropes, because if he gets on the ropes, you can guarantee that big left hand's coming.
8 to left hook there.
Geez, he's counter-punching now as well as Tua. He's got a mixed bag, Ted.
Yeah, he's got a great mixed bag. I mean, he looked like a slugger for the first 2 minutes of the first round, but now he's boxing. He's setting up counter shots. He's slipping the left and then coming back with the right. Slipping the right and coming back with his left. He's doing a bit of everything. It's a good exhibition.
I like how
Shallali's
he's employing that left hand, Carly, high but also low to the body. It's straight, but then it can circle around behind the right elbow of Shallali. Again, another 3-piece there from Tu'ua.
He's good. He can get Shalali against the ropes easier, and he can unleash those bombs. I think Shalali's doing a bit better this round, using a bit of movement, trying to keep off the ropes.
And Shalali, a slick boxer. This means that the power from Baby Yod is real, because we really expected a bit more of a slicker boxing performance from Shalali, but this has been all one-way traffic. Great right hand from Shalali gets through.
Beautiful.
Second significant punch of the fight, but he needs more of it. He needs to back that now, Ted.
Yeah, he does need to back it up. He's hurt him. He's got a bit of respect. Now he needs to keep his punches tighter, because he's throwing loose, wild punches.
Has he found something, Carly?
What a fight. What a fight. He got him with that right hand, and it was nice. And he always got to be careful. He's hurt here. He's got it now.
Through from Shalali. That's glove on the canvas. That's a knockdown. We have a fight here in the third round. 1 minute 30.
50% attack, 50% defense. He's not. Tu'ua's got to be humble and go into a defensive mode, even if it's only for 30 seconds.
Shalali has shown back up when he needed to in this third round. This fight's caught fire, and the crowd are absolutely loving it. The boys now slugging.
Just a slip.
Another shot.
Oh, he caught a knockdown. I thought it was a slip. I didn't see that shot.
I think it was a slip, but it's because his head is not clear yet. He still has the effect from that right hand from Shalali.
This has turned the fight around, gentlemen.
It really has.
Shalali now looking to sniper. Tua has to show us something. He has to dig deep.
He has to go defensive a little bit. He has to keep his hands up, give a bit of movement, slow time down a bit for himself. You can't just bomb when you're not 100%.
Well, in a 4-round fight, a 10-7 round really hurts.
The action right above the commentary team now. Short right from Shalali, over the top left from Tua. Eyes are starting to clear. He goes back to southpaw, but now Shalali's talking forward. But that left hand still dangerous from Tua.
Very dangerous.
Oh, great catching shot by Shalali. Short hand work there. Coached well by Jeff Fraser out of shape up. The left gets through. This fight is exciting. I knew it would be.
Wow, here comes Tua with his big left hands again. He's just going to fight. He's not going to go defensive. He's not going to stand back. He's just going to put it on and go.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 rounds in.
Ted Kofi, what a third round.
Unbelievable.
Energy building inside the venue.
Spun the fight around on a sixpence.
Streaming in. What a fantastic
changed everything.
bout, ladies and gentlemen.
How do you have it now on the unofficial scorecard?
Well, I've got it. Let me see my calculations. Here we go. Let's go with this first. You can see here that the pressure's on. He's pushing, and then we'll see the punch come through very soon as Shalali turns it all around, catches him a right hand on top of the head. Could have been an equilibrium punch, and then followed by that short left hook there. The action was precise and continued, and you saw the short little shot on the inside there. This was good two-way action from both guys.
There's no kitchen sink, Rob. It's been thrown. The kitchen sink has been thrown.
Yes, I have it 28-27 in favor of Shalali based on the 10-7 round.
There we go. Round number 4. This is the 4th and final, gentlemen.
Don't you love this? Is just up for the taking. Both boys can pull it out and take this fight convincingly in this just because of this last round.
Tu'ua, he's figured that he needs to throw bombs, and a big left hand comes through. Shalali happy to catch and punch. What's going to happen here? This fight is exciting as it gets for the opening fight of the live on DAZN, Tasman Fighters, the return of the king to Ua in the Samoan trunks and the red gloves. Shalali, white trunks, white gloves. What happens in this? Ua's eyes are back. He stalks forward again. A few dance moves. Shalali's still dangerous. This could go either way, mean hands.
It can go either way, and I think that Ua let him off the ropes for a little split second in that first round. Maybe he'll wish he didn't do that now. He can't let him off. If he hurts him, he's got to jump straight on him.
Oh, Ted Kofi, the crowd getting just as invested as we are.
Yeah.
Very vocal, the crowd, and why not? Great fight.
Exactly. Early on, you can see the atmosphere starting to build, and this could be a sign of the times as the evening goes on, and Shalali's showing some confidence in his head movement there, and both guys are just giving as good as they get. It's a really, really good fight.
I love the confidence, but he does have to answer the call with punches as well.
He does.
Ua, keen, happy to stalk forward. The talk between the two of them, just anticipating the next big punch, the next exchange. Very even fourth round, mean hands.
How good does Shalali look when he uses his feet? When he's on his toes and he uses his jab, he looks good, he's effective. It's just when he's on the ropes here is when he can get himself in trouble.
Yeah, tight Philly shell, the catch and shoot does work, but he has to be on his toes with Ua, doesn't he, Ted?
Yeah, he does have to be on his toes. He can't wait for them shots to happen, that nice left-right combo that came his way. He needs to here hold or move and throw his own big right hand and left hook like we saw just there. It's a good two-way fight, but Ua is trying to catch up from that last round, having 2 knockdowns scored against him.
Shalali sharp to Ua, thudding power.
Beautiful punch.
Shalali needs to keep backing himself. To Ua gaining a momentum change.
Oh.
He's gaining.
Yes, and he's stealing.
Forward.
He's stealing this round. He's then slightly more busy and he's throwing the bigger shot.
Oh, nice right left hand there.
Shalali just keeps coming back.
Yeah, he took the punch well.
That one hurt Shalali. He buckled over. Now the hands come through from Tua. He needs to show a bit more
he's looking for the
catch and punch from Shalali is sharp. But this is going off. 20 seconds to go. This is the opening fight of the broadcast. Live on DAZN. Rob shot.
Oh, he's looking for the haymaker. He's hurt him.
Mean hands.
Yeah, he's hurt him. He's gone for the haymaker. He's trying to finish him.
That's how you start a fight night, boys.
This is exactly how you start it. And I've seen it fight.
What a great fight. What a great fight.
You almost think that it's full, but it's not even close. That was a great fight. Albert Ua, Kodi Shalali in the middleweight division. Wow, the highlights of the third round and the fourth round. The third round was lit up. The fourth is going to be just as exciting. How does this one go, Ted Kofi? How have you got it on the unofficial card?
Yeah, I've got to say it, Rob, that because of the 10-7 round here, as you see Shalali touching the jab and getting touched back thereby to Ua, I've got it 37-37 based on the 10-7 round of the third round. So this is unofficial, of course, but I have it even at 37-37. The pressure was intense in that last round. These guys were just going for it. And there was a bit of bravado from Shalali saying, I'm okay, but to Ua said, no, you're not. I'm just going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
And that's exactly what he done, Ted. And every time he had Shalali against the ropes here, Shalali was in danger. But look how good Shalali is. His defense is covering up. And when we started seeing him on his feet, he looked so effective.
A 50-50 fight to start out our broadcast live on DAZN. Thanks to to O'Shea Water, to Leone Boxing Gloves, Sports Pick, Bad Apples, Fuel Your Flow, Drink O'Shea. Ladies and gentlemen, this one brought to us by Tasman Fighters, Matchroom, Gold Star Promotions, Turk Al Sheikh, Riyadh Season, live on DAZN, the collaboration with Tasman Fighters. Mick and Fran, so much hard work. And this first fight, a great 50-50 fight. Can't wait to see how this one pans out on the official scorecards.
Well, Rob, I think just like you said, it is important to mention Turki Al Sheikh, you know, what he's doing in boxing now. And I say a big assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi to him and everyone in Saudi Arabia. The sport of boxing has lifted. We're seeing the fights we want to see. You know what I mean? We're seeing the top heavyweights fight each other. Awesome.
We're about to go up to Steve Payos. We're about to make this one official. Phil Ty, right in centre ring there. Albert Ua, ready. He's keen. He wants to hear the scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for both of our boxers. What about first bout of our broadcast? Live and free on DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing action, we go to the judges' scorecards for the decision. Judge Sabrina Kerr scores the contest 37-37, a draw. Judge Selwyn Curry scores the contest 38-37, 2-ah. Judge Trent Van Garland scores the contest 37-37. We have a majority draw.
Fair call. Both boys should be very happy with themselves. The crowd a little bit upset because they wanted a decision, but let me tell you right now, we could watch that fight again, couldn't we, boys?
Yeah, we definitely could. That was a very fair decision. I had it 37-37 with the 10-7 round in the third, and I think this is the sign of things to come. A brilliant first fight to start out this broadcast.
Everyone's been talking about this card. Carly Meehan's, if this is the start, we are in for a great night of boxing. Steve Bales is nodding at me. He loves it.
Oh, I love it too. I mean, it's hard to sit still here when you see these boys so close up and getting into it. But, you know, this fight, like the last one before it, these fighters will learn so much from that first, you know, from that fight. They go away and their coaches will say, you done this, this, and this. If you only had it done, you know, there's just a few things that will lift their game and change which could change the whole decision, in my opinion.
Absolutely. They will learn a great deal from these types of fights, you know, grueling fights that test your mettle and also create some adversity and to see what you can go through and what you can come back from. But I truly enjoyed the fight. It was a good fight.
Here we go, up to Steve Payos to call for the next fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, time to welcome out our boxers for the next bout of our broadcast, live and free on DAZN. If you haven't bought the pay-per-view right now, then get it. 6 p.m. coming up Queensland time, 7 p.m. New South Wales and 9 p.m. in New Zealand, live on DAZN. Pay-per-view, the global home of boxing. Let's welcome out our boxers for the next bout of the evening. We start with our ring walks. First of all, it is the man boxing out of the red corner. Let's hear it for Runqi, Zhou.
Strap season and I'm ready to go. Shots heavy, held steady and I'm ready to throw. There's no stone unturned, now I'm ready to blow. You already know, it's time I put on a show. It's hard to believe the way I dodge and I weave. I carry this up my sleeve, to this stage it's me. No matter the weather, I'm calm under pressure. I'm ready, whoever can come get this leather. Who's ready? Well, I'm ready. You want a war tonight? I know that it hurts now, what I'm about. I put up just to turn out, I'm on route. I go and risk it all now, I ball out. I'll do what I say, I left him covered in red. That's 1 to your body and 2 to your head.
Ladies and gentlemen, time to introduce his opponent to the ring. This man is boxing out of the blue corner. Let's have a very big round of applause. Ring walk time. This is Kodi Ingram. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the next bout of the evening, time for our official introductions. We are 8 3-minute rounds. We're in the featherweight division. We can't wait to get this bout underway. Judging this contest, Trent Van Garland, Sabrina Kerr and Phil Tighe. This bout is proudly brought to you by the Sporting News Australia. Look them up online for the best sporting news. Ladies and gentlemen, we introduce first the man boxing out of the red corner. This man wears the all-black trunks this evening, standing 170 centimetres tall. He weighed in 56.85 kilograms. He's trained by Angelo Hyder, managed by Tony Tolge, and in the corner, the microchip, Tony Nobbs, and also world champion Andrew Maloney. The man boxes out of Dragonfire Boxing with a professional record, 11 fights, 8 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 3 big wins coming by way of knockout. The man hails from Shenzhen in the People's Republic of China, now hailing from the Gold Coast and Kingscliff. This is the Fists of Fury, Runqi. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we introduce his opponent across the ring. This man boxes out of the blue corner. This man has the blue, orange and white trunks, standing 174 centimetres tall. He weighed in 57.05 kilograms. He's trained by Daniel Bell and Masato Fujimori. He boxes out of the Iron Fist Gym with a professional record, reading perfect. 6 fights, 6 wins, 3 big wins coming by way of knockout. The man hails from right here in Queensland, Logan. Ladies and gentlemen, a very big round of applause. Let's hear it for Tony TJ Ingram. When the action gets underway, boxers centering, please instructions from the former IBF lightweight champion of the world, Philip Holiday.
Gentlemen, I've given the instructions in the training room, okay? Good luck to both of you and obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves.
Here we go, boys. The second fight of the evening. Runqi Zhou in the black trunks with the white gloves, and Tony Ingram in the blue and orange trunks. First and foremost, the experience in Runqi Zhou's corner. Angelo Hyder, the microchip Tony Nobbs, 2 former world champions in Jason and Andrew Maloney, as Runqi Zhou just presses the pace, pushing across the ring straight away. But Ingram just starting to switch it instantly and try and keep the hands just on his face as we get that first feel-out period out of the way. Rob Shife, Ted Kofi. Carly Man, short right hand from Ingram gets through. Left hook comes over the top from the Fists of Fury, Runqi Zhou. Now, H tells me that there is going to be a big workload from Runqi Zhou. But Tony Ingram at the moment, happy to mix it up with him, Ted.
Yeah, Zhou just rang straight out at him. He showed the fighting stance with the Chinese martial arts look there, and he's obviously got no fear and is trying to put pressure on Ingram. Well, I think for him is a good tactic, but Ingram in the background is just trying to touch, just trying to find his way with the right uppercuts, left hooks.
You can't just walk forward, Carly.
One thing I noticed about Ingram, he has beautiful balance in his feet. You look at his feet, he's hardly ever in a position where he can't punch. With Zing, we know he's just going to come straight in and brawl. So the key points for victory for me, for Ingram, is to try and counter those shots, you know, because we won't see a jab from Zhou. He will just see him come and fight and throw.
Great short little right uppercut.
Yeah, it was nice.
Off the fade there from Ingram. Just step back, caught him with the right uppercut as his head's down nice and low and coming forward. What are you liking so far from Zhou, Ted Kofi?
I'm liking his aggression. He's moving forward. He's not afraid to touch, and he's moving body and head. He's obviously had some good instructions from Angelo Hyder just to keep the pressure on him. Don't let this guy get into his rhythm, because, like Carly said, he's got good balance, good footwork, and that was a good body shot. And if he's allowed to box, he'll just box into tears, so the pressure's on.
Second short right hand to the body from Zhou. What are you liking from Ingram at the moment, apart from the balance, Carly?
Yeah, I asked Ingram actually yesterday, I said, what do you have to do to win this fight? And he said, keep him off me, keep him out long, and hit him with good shots. Same time I asked Zing, his opponent, and he said, my opponent is a good person, but he wants to fight me. I want to win. That's that.
You actually quoted that word for word, Carly. That's impressive, man.
Like a killer as Zhou stalks forward at the moment. Very even. Zhou pressing the pressure. Throws 4 or 5, gets a nice heavy one in amongst them. Counter punching, that was a good 3-piece there. Jab, uppercut, and the hook at the end there from Zhou. Boxing off the back from his Tony Ingram, but he's having a lot of success as well. This one very even, but Zhou finding a home to the body, and that could be the difference.
Yes, well pointed out. Ingram is having a lot of success. He's being pushed backwards, of course, but he's milling on the retreat, as they say. He's throwing artillery on the way backwards, and some of it is effective, particularly the right hook, particularly the body shot. So this could be scored depending on whether you want the aggression or the nice boxing movement.
Short punches coming through from Ingram. This one just about to finalise the first round, but 8 3-minute rounds of this stuff, Carly. It's going to be great.
Zhou's going to do this. Sorry, his name is Zhou. He's going to do this all night. He's not going to stop.
That's
the
the
more
end of round
experience
number
Ingram
one,
will
ladies
get,
and
he'll be
gentlemen,
able
for
to
the
stand there,
attraction
take
here,
these
the
shots,
second
and
bout,
counter
live
off
and
them.
free.
That's exactly what he needs to do, because there's no way he's going to stop Zhou.
6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard
Yeah,
Time.
you can see Zhou pushing back, you know, trying to keep everything short, keep it in close, but Ingram doing what he does best, just touching, moving, jabbing, hooking, doing the uppercuts, but Zhou here, staying on him. This is where Zhou needs to be able to be successful in this fight, and this is what has been ordered from his corner, I'm sure.
The highlights showing the best exchange from Zhou for the first round, but Ingram punching off the back foot, short stuff, and finding a home in amongst the chaos, Carly.
If Ingram can counter him, because Zhou leaves himself right open when he comes in. He throws uppercuts, he throws hooks. He doesn't worry about defense, you know what I mean? He doesn't give and take, he just gives. That's a chance for Ingram, but it's very, very hard to capitalize on it, because this man is a strong young man.
Look at the Fist of Fury just run across the ring at Ingram. And there's that left hand that gets through. He'll take two to try and land a big one shot, Ted.
Yeah, he will, and we could see the actions from Angelo Harder just saying, you know, kind of go, go, go. So obviously the instructions are clear. Stay on him. Don't give him a chance to box and move. Just keep him uncomfortable, and this is what he's aiming to do.
But he needs to do more than that, doesn't he, Carly? Because Ingram is just accumulating punches, and that could start to wear out towards the later rounds.
There's some good shots there, but if Ingram can be confident and stand and defend these shots and force the pace back on him on the inside fighting, I think he will be able to land clean shots. But it's very hard, especially when this man is throwing to his body.
He's having good success, Ingram, with the catch and hook and the short right hand over the top. But Zhou, relentless, the Fist of Fury. H said that this would be the case. But again, he walks onto shots, doesn't he, Ted?
Yeah, he's walking onto a lot of shots. I mean, I like Ingram's offense in a defensive stance. Nice left hook there from Zhou. It really rocked Ingram there.
Both fighters able to switch hit. This is great stuff. Right in the neutral corner, over the top of the commentary team. Sorry to cut you off, mate, but the action is plenty here. Centre ring, Gold Coast Convention Centre. Tasman fighters, Runqi Zhou versus Tony Ingram. And this is a firefight, Ted.
Yeah, it's a phone booth fight. You know, you don't need this whole fantastic ring that's set up, but these guys are just going for it. And it's and like you say, Ingram is actually doing really well on the retreat. He's still throwing shots, but he needs to either hold on when he comes close or keep him at a distance with a jab, turn him like he just did.
It's a battle of wills, this one, Carly. Zhou happy to try and press forward the whole fight. Ingram hoping to land something to slow that train down.
Ingram's got nice balance, nice footwork, but he's not able to incorporate it into this fight very well because Zhou's just right on him, on his chest, where he needs to be. Zhou hasn't thrown one jab throughout this whole fight. He's just in there, on, and let's go.
Just as he does that, two tiny little flick, doubled up jabs comes through, but then he just starts going back to work again, high and low. A little bit of claret there from some head action on the top of the hairline from Tony Ingram. Short left gets through from Zhou. He's happy to keep mixing up. Left gets over the top of that low right hand. Ingram has to defend himself, and he has to do it smartly, Ted.
Yeah, he does. He needs to assert himself and throw some good shots, hopefully combinations. He can't stand there and take them shots from Zhou. As far as just go ahead, Rob.
It's got to be proactive stuff. He's got to defend with good punches as well as angles.
Yeah, because this looks good for Zhou, who's pushing. It could be easily scored in his direction based on the action. So Ingram's got to do a little bit more.
Carly, you're big on body language. What's the end of this second telling you now?
I tell you what, I am seeing Zhou is open for that uppercut, that double uppercut, one to the chest, one to the head, because he's wide open as he comes in throwing.
Good power shot.
That's the end of round number 2. Gold Coast, another magnificent bout on Undercard,
second round as the microchip comes in to the corner with Hyder and Jason Maloney for Zhou. And all the boys from Logan Boxing, Iron Fist Gym in the corner there with Tony Ingram.
And here we see much of the same. We see Zhou pushing back Ingram, just touching him to the body. Ingram trying to be offensive in the defensive stance by throwing a right uppercut and left hook. That was very nice. And again with the left hook. But Zhou just keeps pushing, freight train. He goes up the gears and doesn't want to go backwards. But this is good action in this fight.
He's a Chinese zombie, Carly.
He's tough, man. He's tough. But I think what could work for Ingram is like how Mike Tyson used to do and Lennox Lewis used to do the same thing. Uppercut to the body, right uppercut, and then right uppercut to the head. Combo with one hand, boom, boom. Because I see Zhou can be open for the uppercut.
He can be. And Ted, will he find that uppercut? Will he find a second phase of punches, Ingram? If he cuts an angle at the extended one.
Oh, took a right hand from Zhou. Good right hand.
Wow, he stalks forward. He ducks under. Heavy hands from Zhou. He wants to try and make this one final right here in the third round. Stalking forward. Claret coming from Zhou on the nose. Ingram has to survive. A lot of time left in this round, Ted.
Yeah, Ingram's got to hold on if he's coming in close and not just run and be in that distance, in that short range. He's got to work from here and now for then combinations and then hold. But that was a monster shot that rocked Ingram onto his heels. But he's fighting back now.
You know,
is Zhou letting him off, Carly?
He's not letting him off, but one thing you do learn in boxing as you get more experience, sit down. Sit down, feel safe behind your defense, and learn to, you know, once you learn to be able to do that, you're able to withstand the pressure like what Zhou is bringing.
Should Ingram clinch? Should he turn back towards the ropes? Should he apply some pressure himself, Ted?
I think he needs to clinch when it's close, and I was going to say and make that turn. It needs to change the angle and offset Zhang, because if you look at Zhang, he's coming primarily in one way right towards him, and the turns were excellent in that way.
We need some angles out of Ingram, Carly.
We need some angles, we need some uppercuts. We do need him to tie up, like you said. Yeah. When he's under pressure, tie him up, lean all your weight on him. But hey, this is all learning, it's all boxing.
This is all learning, and Zhou just chipping away. He's happy to cut the tree down by taking out the roots. The body work has been prevalent since the first round, and Zhou, a man on a mission. Ingram, he's surviving. He's got 1 minute 18 left, Ted, but this is a very heavy Zhou round.
This is a heavy Zhou round. I mean, it's been an accelerated version of many of the other rounds, to be fair. And but he's got a bloody nose, so you can see that obviously he's getting some punches back. But Ingram, the body language on Ingram just doesn't look amazing right now.
He's in survival mode.
Yeah, he's in survival mode, at least in this round.
The body language doesn't look good, and we've still got 5 rounds to go. You know, so it is a big ask, but he's got to dig deep, he's got to suck at him, and he's got to fight. He's got to look for that uppercut.
He can make it a lot easier on himself, Carly.
Yes,
if angle exchange with a second phase.
Yep. And sit down and defend aggressively.
Nice right hand from Zhou.
Zhou relentless.
He's relentless.
Over the top of the guard because the guard's low. They're looping lefts, they're short rights over the top. Ingram trying to set his feet, tee off with something big. He's listening to us. The right hand's got through successfully twice.
Yeah,
a little bit of a momentum shift here at the end of the third, which has been heavily a Zhou round. Ingram, what's he got left? They're right over the top of us. That was a great little left hand, but another two-piece from Zhou. Oh, action aplenty here at the Gold Coast Convention Centre.
Yeah, she's working body and head right to the last second of the round. Pushing forward.
You know, Zhou's actually fought in China.
Say to Ingram, Carly, what do they have to do to get out of their fighter?
Man, what they got to do is what they know they have to do. They know their fighter. For me, it'll be the same thing. Try and stop him with those uppercuts, which is a very big ask.
Yeah, we can see that right hand that rocked Ingram right back, and he was susceptible for that by staying in that range close. And Zhang just doing the George Foreman cross arms and moving forward relentlessly, working body, working head, working the uppercut, and just basically pushing him back the whole round.
What's H and Nobsy saying to Zhou right now for this fourth round, Carly? What would you be saying?
I think they'll be saying, just keep doing what you're doing. Everything is working.
Keep chipping away.
Just keep chipping away. You know, I don't know how good his English is, but I know he knows go forward and fight. You know what I mean?
Pour on the pressure.
And he's doing well. I think he's the happy guy walking back to the corner when the bell rings.
One of the most surprising things of this fight so far is we haven't heard H's call cry. Body, body. You usually hear that every time. This one, starting out the round straight away. Again, like every other round. Zhou pressing forward. Just relentless in his attack. He only knows one way, Ted.
Yeah, it's been much of the same from the first bell, the first second of the first round, and he's doing exactly the same. Yes, he's taken some shots on the way in throughout the fight, but the pressure has been completely relentless. Body, head, uppercuts, everything you can ask for.
Oh, he's had successful right hands aplenty in the first 30 seconds of this round, number 4. Ingram, he has to find an answer. He has to dig deep.
He has to.
And on the ropes is a bad place to be, Carly.
Exactly. I asked Ingram yesterday at the weigh-in, what's your game plan for this fight? How do you win this fight? He simply said, keep him off me and hit him with big shots, which is very hard to do.
It's easier said than done, Ted.
Yeah, it is very good self-advice, to be fair, but it is much, much easier said than done. He looks uncomfortable, Ingram. I think that's the key word. He's just uncomfortable.
He doesn't have an answer for the work rate at the moment.
Exactly.
He needs to cut angles and have a second phase. He can't just try and protect himself by defending on that same angle and hoping for short punches in between. He needs to create some space for him, because Zhou has a big work rate, a massive engine, and like we've said, comes forward, throws 1,000 punches. He'll throw 5 to land 2 heavy ones, Carly.
I think even the jab pushed Ingram back there.
Now he's got Ingram where he wants him, on the ropes, so he can sit down and throw his shots again. Apparently he arrived in Australia in August. He's been preparing since October. So he's ready. He's primed.
H and Tolge wouldn't have brought him over if they didn't see something, and we can see it. We can hear it now from H. He's calling for the action. Keep pressing forward. Keep digging to the body. The elbow's tight. The guard a little bit higher now from Ingram.
You know, the thing is, the way Zhou fights takes your soul away. It takes people's hearts away when you're just trying this, you're trying that, and there's just a man in front of you just throwing hard, heavy shots.
He's breaking him down.
Yeah, Zhou is in the... He's in his rhythm now.
Oh, great
forward.
Straight punches from Zhou. As we've said, he is breaking down Ingram, both physically and mentally. He needs, there you go, he turns back out. He should have let his...
Oh, big right hand from Zhou.
He needs to clinch down as
Ingram's hurt.
30 seconds to go. He's been hurt in the last 2 rounds. Will this go the 8? We're not sure. But Zhou pouring on the pressure now in the black trunks. Ingram in the orange and blue. Carly Meehands.
Ooh, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Zhou, I asked him yesterday, who's your favorite fighter? Guess who he said? Roberto Duran.
Oh, the hands of stone. Skinny Hussein's favourite fighter. Everyone's favourite fighter from that era. And what a great Four Kings era that was. Seconds down, Ted Kofer. We're going to have a great highlight package for this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Zhou very happy with himself. Body language, Carly, man.
He is happy with himself. I'm looking at Ingram, how he walks back. He looks composed. He looks like he's still in this fight. He needs to at least land some big, heavy body shots to stop Zhou coming. Because Zhou comes however he wants. He just walks in position and goes.
Yeah, you can see him pushing the action here. Relentless, gritting his teeth, showing them fierce look in his face and just touching the body, the head, just growling as he hits him.
No feints. Let's have a listen to Zhou's corner.
He must come with a hard jab to the head and the body. When he's near the ropes, we jab the body and we throw the hammer. The hard hammer. Okay, what you practice so good. You understand? Now breathe deep. Breathe. One more deep breath. Breathe. Breathing now. Breathe. Just breathe.
Seconds down.
There we go.
Instructions work over the body and over the top.
Yeah, clear the guard with that left hand. He'd employ another short right hand. Says, hey, he wants him to go forward. He can smell blood in the water. Short left hand, left hook from Ingram. Exactly what he needed to slow that pace. A second gets through. That kind of stuff will slow the momentum a little bit. Back yourself, Ingram. Keep going. The right hand gets through. Zhou's right hand gets through.
Yeah, Zhou's still relentless, but Ingram did catch him a couple of nice shots coming in. Ingram's got to do more of that and just walk him down with confidence, or at least hit him with confidence.
He's got to find a reason to want to be here, Carly.
I like how he's starting this round. His defense is solid. He's standing there with his hands up, you know, and he's throwing. He's trying to catch Zhou in as he's coming in.
Oh, that was a nice right uppercut.
Great right uppercut from Ingram. Zhou doesn't set up much with feints, but he does throw high and low, and they are relentless. The work rate's huge, Ted.
Yeah, it is huge, and I don't think that Ingram should stand there and try and trade with him on the inside. It's not looking good for him. He's a great outside boxer. He takes a right hand there from Zhou as he pushes forward. Zhou's just looking for them shots. The work rate not quite as high, but the movement, the head movement and the forward pressure is still there.
This has been a better round for Ingram.
It has.
He needs to try and build off this. He needs to find a reason to believe in himself and want to be here, because this is the most success he's had for a couple of rounds.
He has, but I can see the fitness of Zhou. He's right up there, isn't he? Look, he doesn't stop at all. He just keeps coming. He's like running water. You turn the tap on and it doesn't stop.
Well, it's weird.
Bolo says H. Jab the body says H.
Yeah.
And there's that overhand right. That's the bolo we're looking for. That's what H is calling for.
When people start fights this quickly and this confidently, it's because they know they've done the work in the gym.
Well, he's done the work in the ring, in the gym, with Andrew and Jason Maloney.
Yeah.
Great short right hand there from Ingram.
Lovely.
That slowed the legs up a little bit of Zhou.
I just see that uppercut's the punch for that one there.
Yeah, he's been looking for it.
He had success with it in the early rounds.
He did, yeah, he landed a couple.
with the left and then walked him on with the right uppercut off the fade.
The uppercut and the double left rip for me will be what works.
I'd love to see an angle in the second phase. Bang, 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 right there. Then off again. But Zhou walks forward. Relentless pressure.
That's the thing, you know he's going to be there. Zhou is always going to be there if you throw your punches. If you can throw your uppercut and then throw the double left rip to the body to try and take a bit of wind out of him.
Ingram boxes intelligently enough, Ted. He can see the gaps, but does he have the gas tank to follow through?
This is it, yeah. I mean, Ingram's got a good eye, good balance, good leverage, and this is why he's still on his feet, but he just doesn't have the energy to keep this guy off. This is the big difference.
Big night in the office, Carly.
It's a lonely place in the office when you're struggling for air, you know what I mean? It is very, very lonely in the middle of their squared circle. When things aren't going your way. When things are going your way,
That's the end of round number 5. Hands together, Gold Coast. Wonderful technical exhibition of boxing here. Third bout of the night. Second bout live and free on DAZN before we move on to
Here we are, live on DAZN, Gold Coast Convention Centre. The return
action
of
here.
the king,
We're very much
the
enjoying
main
it.
event.
It's all brought to you by Tasman Fighters.
Zhou moving forward, touching him with the right uppercut, landed a right hand there. But Ingram landed a couple on the inside at the same time. It's a fight going one way as far as the traffic is concerned, but two-way as far as some of the punches is concerned. But Zhang is doing the flash, landing the bigger, flashier punches.
Styles make fights, Carly, man.
They do. Zhou's last fight was in my mum's home country of Fiji, where he fought Ubaid Haida. Unfortunately, Haida he stopped after the 9th round.
Seconds down.
And then he ended up passing away, and I think there's so much more we need to learn about dehydration in boxing, you know what I mean? Because 28 hours, your body can rehydrate, but your brain can take up to 7 to 10 days. And a lot of
nice shots,
great three-piece there from Tony Ingram. Uppercut, hook, cross. They all landed. Carly Meehan's with a very strong message. Look after our fighters. Fighters, look after yourself. Keep an experienced team. Make sure you rehydrate properly. We want to make sure that this sport, the sweet science, continues with the great athletes that make it amazing. But this is a firefight here in round number 6. Can Ingram find something? He's digging deep, Ted.
Yeah, he is digging deep, and I need to apologise to the viewers because I keep calling Zhou Zhang, and it's not deliberate. But these guys are going well, and I like that distance for Ingram. He's able to capitalise on that space and distance. When it's close to there, he needs to hold. But Zhang is being relentless as always.
Zhou, you love it, don't you?
Zhou.
You know, Ingram starts the round strong, eh? Every round he's starting strong for 30 seconds, but he slowly fades because Zhou just keeps coming. But I can see Zhou is open for counter punches.
He is.
If Ingram can sit down on his punches, and that's why I really think the uppercut and left rip to the body.
He's very open for counter punches.
Just as he circled out from the ropes there, Ingram, it was 5 steps on the straight line. It could have been 2 steps, angle, 2 jabs, angle again. 3-piece, you know, that would have made a big difference. But instead it was playing cat and mouse, and the cat is chasing.
He needs to do what he told me in his interview yesterday, keep him off and hit him with big shots, which is not easy.
I think the adjustment for Ingram needs to be the angles. This is going to set up a nice right hand.
He is, he finds room for him in amongst the chaos of that crossed-up guard that Zhou, marches forward with. You got to turn out of those ropes. He's got a box.
Yeah,
Zhou just relentlessly pushing forward.
Relentless.
We've got to take our hats off to Zhou, man. Look at this.
Wow.
He just comes into this country and away he goes. Frozen, keeps coming. This is the style he knows, and this is the style he does.
He's ready for the big stage. He knows he's got an exciting style. He's chosen a great team. He's left his hometown, Ted.
Yeah.
You know this. That's a big call. He's backing himself.
Yeah, massive sacrifices to come here and do this. But he's on the big stage and he's determined not to let this opportunity get past him. So he's just walking forward regardless of the consequences. But Ingram really could make this fight a little easier for himself if he uses the angles, holds on the inside and uses that length.
This round went lightning quick, Carly Meany.
It did, and it's going very, very slow for Ingram because it's a lonely, lonely place when things aren't going your way. But I just want to see him throw that double uppercut.
He's doing enough to keep Zhou from stopping him.
Yes.
You know, but if he does just a little bit more, it turns the tides.
I think it's the fitness because he starts the round. He's got a bit hard. He starts the round hard, goes 30 seconds good. Then
Zhou a little gingery as he goes back to his corner there. He did walk onto some shots, Ted.
Yeah, for sure. He walked onto a lot of shots, and as you see here on the replay, Ingram was being aggressive, beautiful three-punch combination using the middle there as his advantage, but Zhou stays on him, stays relentless, touching body and head. And it's keeping these guys fully in action.
How are the eyes, Carly?
Yeah, I mean, his team knows him better than we do, obviously, but he's looking like there's some places he'd rather be than right here, right now, to be honest, from the outside looking in. Whereas you look at this man here, let's fight. That's the only thing that looks like it's on his mind.
Here, up the middle. Hit here. Hit him here. Yeah.
Seconds down.
Break.
But it's still anyone's fight, Rob.
It's anyone's fight, Carly. Again, Ingram back on. Oh, short left gets over the top through the fire from Zhou. Back onto a two-piece. Again, there. That's better stuff from Tony Ingram.
Very nice.
Much better stuff.
And use the angle, as we said. We've
said it the whole time.
Made the move very nice.
Because as soon as you finish your exchange, that's when Zhou says it's my turn. You got to suffocate that my turn.
Yeah.
Use it by turning. Use that angle. Let your hands go. This is better stuff from Ingram. He can build from here, Carly.
Much better stuff, but he's got to keep at it the whole round. He's got to not just win the first 30 seconds of this round. He's got to stay on it. He's got to use that jab, following with the uppercut, the left hook, whatever works. Right now it's working because he's able to punch with him.
Lovely little jab cross, double jab cross, five-piece there, Ted.
Yeah, he's using the distance well. This is the range he needs to be in. That mid-range doesn't work well for Zhou. Zhou likes to be right here inside the chest, touching them punches, forcing him back. There you go.
Zhou doesn't want these exchanges. He's trying to chop the body down. He's attacking the body. Short overhand right there when the hands come down after 5 pieces to the body there, Carly.
And we can see now Ingram's tired. Like I was saying, it was after maybe 30-odd seconds of the start of each round. He does so good. And then obviously the fatigue is catching up because Zhou is just relentless, like his favorite fighter, Roberto Duran.
Yeah.
But I think this was one of the better starts for Ingram. He did really well.
He just plants that head on Ingram's chest, doesn't he, Ted?
Exactly right, and that's working in his favor. This is what Ingram needs to avoid. Sitting there on the ropes is not an advantage.
Great shots from Zhou here in the midway mark of round number 7.
And Ingram's mouth wide open, just sucking in for air.
I mean, there's levels to boxing, and as we move up a level, Zhou has to really...
He's going to have to, I was thinking the same thing.
He has to learn how to defend himself as well.
Exactly.
Give and take, throw, block, throw, block. He just froze, and it's working.
For now, it's working.
And God bless him, yeah, exactly. But next level up, people will look for that uppercut. Because look how open he is to be hit. He's just so brave and tough, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen him box off the back foot there in that exchange.
Yeah.
That's the first time. Wow. I mean, punch for punch, tit for tat, Ted.
Yeah, exactly right, Rob. I mean, amid all the shots that he's given, he's actually taken a lot of punches as well on the inside.
You know, Rob, he's slowly taking this fight his way, Zhou, but it's there for the taking for Ingram. It's just there for the taking.
A Hail Mary could turn this, Carly.
Yes, exactly, and it's such a good fight. It's such a good matchup. Hats off to the matchup team of this fight.
They said every fight was going to be 50-50. They said we'd talk about this card for the rest of the year, Ted Kofi.
Yeah, nice left hand and right hand there from Ingram coming in to the end of this 7th round.
That's the end of 7 of 8, ladies and
fighters
gentlemen.
have done an
Almost
awesome
there.
job
What a
at matchmaking, I must say.
Let's keep the energy nice and loud inside our venue.
What a fight.
As we get ready for our pay-per-view to kick
Great
off
fight.
very
Yeah,
shortly.
really good.
Magnificent contest here. We are
Ted on the
live
replay.
and
Yes,
free
sir.
on
Here we
the
can
zone.
see the action. Right hand from Zhou, a left hand return there from Ingram. Staying on his chest, touching the body, staying close and keeping him very, very uncomfortable. Ingram with his mouth wide open, just trying to catch some air there, but Zhou doing what he does best and showing relentless pressure.
Hard to find sparring partners that replicate Zhou's style for poor old Tony Ingram, Carly.
Yeah, and I think one of the main things too is his fitness. I mean, obviously he's fit, obviously he's strong, but this man here, his fitness seems to be on another level. Only because he's able to get away with things. You know, most of the thing in boxing is you want your opponent to do what you want him to do. Zhou is able to stand on his chest and throw. But Ingram always starts the round good, the first 30 seconds, in my opinion, as he's doing now.
8th and final round. They've told you, you've got enough left in the tank. Finish this fight. Ingram knows that he's coming out swinging. He's got enough left in the tank. But could he have used a little bit more in the earlier rounds, Ted?
Yeah, he definitely could have, but if he can save the best till last, the win's a win if he can pull it out the bag.
It's a big if, eh?
It's a big if, but I'll tell you what, this is a tight fight, and Zhou has worked hard. He's tired as well.
Boxing along, trying to keep it at a distance is Tony Ingram in the blue and orange trunks. Zhou in the black sparkles, coming forward like a bad dream. Digging to the body, but he leaves his hands down low, Ted.
He does. He's taking shots. Luckily, he's got a pretty good chin. He's taking the shots from as the receipts for the punches he's giving. But now the fight is just sitting center.
I like Ingram. I like his balance. I like his footwork. He's always has his feet planted, which makes him ready to punch.
He's got good fundamentals.
Exactly. He's got a big heart, because I remember saying before he's got 5 more rounds of this. You know what I mean? And this is the last round. He's made it this far, and he's been winning the first 30 seconds of every round, in my opinion.
Camp could have been a little bit longer for him by the looks for me, boys. The gas tank could have been improved a little bit. A few more angles would have made life a lot easier for himself. It's been very one-way traffic in the mid-rounds, Ted.
Yeah, correct. It's a good observation. The traffic's been very similar. It's been, you know, kind of stop, pause, repeat. And he's needed to do what he does in the first 30 seconds of each round.
You saw those 2 right uppercuts, didn't you? You said that's what he's got to do again, but throw everything in it, and I believe he'll have some success and rip to the body. But it is the last round. We've got a minute to go.
Yeah, Zhou just pushing back, just doing
How
more
fast has this fight gone?
It's gone very quick.
Wow, I remember saying before we've got 5 more rounds of this. It's going to be hard for him.
And here's where Ingram starts to break up a little bit, that last minute, you know, where Zhou just finds a little bit more in the tank to keep going forward, to keep letting his hands go, to continue being relentless. But Andrew Maloney, Jason Maloney, calling him on. They want a highlight finish, Ted.
Yeah, they do. It would be nice. I mean, if he could finish this off with a knockout, it would just be an A-plus performance. But he's given it his everything, gritting his teeth every time he punches. Yeah.
He wants him to come over the top with that right hand.
You know, 2 opposite sides. For Zhou, the overhand right will work. For Ingram, for me, the uppercut, that one there will work.
He's had success with it when he lets it go, Carly.
Yeah, he's been looking for it.
He's just got to throw it with everything he has in the last 10 seconds.
Too little too late from Ingram.
Yeah, exactly.
Finish.
But what a great fight.
Great fight.
What a great fight for our second fight on the broadcast. Live on DAZN. Tasman fighters. Wow.
The free component of our card. We go to the scorecards in just a moment.
I think this man has done enough.
Carly Mans, we're about to get some highlights here from this last round. Talk us through.
Nothing new from this fight. It was the same round after round. Zhou was just pushing forward. But that's where I liked Ingram, when he had his hands up. When he had his hands up like that. And if he could sit down and counter off it, but very hard. Zhou just on you. And I like the head movement from Zhou there. That's where Zhou wanted him, against the ropes, and he just kept continuing to work. But we could see Zhou was tired, wasn't he? He had a hard fight.
Zhou spent it all.
Very hard fight.
He spent it all.
He did.
You're calling him Zhang, I'm calling him Zhou.
I've been calling him Zhou lately.
Get it right.
I've been calling him Zhou lately.
Wow, how are the judges going to see this one? How have you got it on the unofficial scorecard?
I've got it 79-73 in favour of Zhou. I've favoured the aggression and the work rate, but, you know, the milling on the retreat was good from Ingram, but obviously unofficially I have it 79-73.
I got to agree with you, Teddy. I think Zhou was the happier man walking back to the corner after every round.
I'd have to agree. The eyes still don't look 100% clear on Tony Ingram. And he caught some big shots there in the later part of the first 4 rounds.
Well, he actually did really, really well to survive, because in the 4th round, he looked a bit dodgy, looked tired, and he was taking deep, deep breaths. So he did well to survive the whole distance.
I like that Zhou was picking the shots, but had he actually given himself a little bit of room, he could have maybe finished it in that earlier stages after that big shot, Carly.
Yeah, but I think that's his style. He knows one way. He comes into range and throws. You know what I mean? Body, head to head. He just throws and puts his hands up.
Boxers centering, please, for the decision.
Stephen Payas calling the fighters to centering. He's going to make this one official.
The boxers are centering. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. Fantastic featherweight bout. Final bout of our live and free broadcast on DAZN. For those watching at home, buy the pay-per-view now. After 8 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the decision. Judge Phil Tighe scores the contest 77-75. Judge Paul Williams scores the contest 78-74. Judge Sabrina Kerr scores the contest 78-74. We have a unanimous points decision victory, and it goes in favour of Red Corner, the Fists of Beauty, Runqi Zhou.
There we have it, boys. We thought all the same way. You like that score there, Ted? Runqi Zhou getting the W on the night?
Yeah, it was clean. It was a fair score. He worked harder. He did the better work. And he was relentless the whole way through. He changed through the gears and didn't go back in reverse at any time. So, very good result.
We are going to pass it up now to Charlie Parsons in the host position.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gold Coast Convention Centre here in Australia. Oh my God, what a venue, by the way, as you can see in the background behind us. And what a lineup we've got. WBC featherweight champion of the world, Sky Nicholson, and former undisputed lightweight champion of the world, George Kambosos. Guys, thank you for joining us. Sky, firstly to you, we're here in Australia. We've seen this prominence in Aussie boxing over the last couple of years. You must be so excited with how things are going.
Yeah, it's so good to be here. It's so good to be back on the Gold Coast. Timing worked out perfect coming home for Christmas. It's